Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video I'll be going through the Sydney Sixers versus Melbourne Stars game, in which the Melbourne Stars actually got up against the Sixers in a pretty good game in the end. Obviously it does suck being a Sixers fan that they got up over us in the end and being at the game for my one game of the year that I'll probably go to. So obviously that sucks, but it was just a pretty interesting game in itself, with a short boundary, a 55-meter boundary, and also a really two-paced pitch that was sort of hard to, or at least the Sixers made it look really hard to get in on. But in the end, they just couldn't get enough runs on the board. The Sixers, they looked a little bit short in the end. I thought being their last 3 overs, just when James Vince got out with 2 overs to go, they looked like they could have pushed 165, 170, but ended up 154 with a good last over from Ralph, and that really looked probably around about par, but then they weren't able to get wickets in clumps, and Stars were able to sort of just keep on putting on runs, which sort of in the end made it impossible for the Sixers to get to the Sixers to win in the end, but they got close. And I mean, it doesn't really make any difference for the whole overall season, just means that the Stars get a win and probably hands the Perth Scorchers the first place and the right to that first second game. I'm pretty sure that's how the final structure works, but yeah, it should be that. The Sixers will probably still finish second or third. They just need to win a couple more games and they'll be in the finals with the 5th place side being there. But I mean, it just keeps the sides, I guess, all 8 teams in contention for a little bit longer. But anyway, let's get into the video. But before we do, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into the video. So as you can see, Philippine 19 off 50. That's glitched out again. So let's just do main screen. Let's see if I can do this correctly. Build to display, that one, and then go back, and there we go. That should work now. There we go. So Josh Philippe, 19 off 15, just got out right before he would have hit that 20 milestone, which would have been good, but he made it up in the field, I guess, at least. But that would have been good just to get a couple more points there from Philippe. James Vince really started off slow. I swear it was 13 runs after about 8 overs off 17 or 18 rocks. But then 70 off his last about 35, 40 odd deliveries, really just stepped it up into gear. Really did well in the power surge, as well as the 12th over. I think he hit, I want to say it was Harris Ralph for 16 off the over, or 15 off the over. So he did really well there. Hughes never got going and then just started this collapse, I guess. Him, Henriquez and Silk really just didn't get going against Osama Mir, who bowled really, really well, and glad that I actually brought him in, as he ended up scoring, I think, across the 2 games, 113 or something like that, just showing his scoring potential even without the bat. And yeah, so he did really, really well. Sammy Harper, as you can see here, caught stumping and a catch here as well. Ended up getting 35 points from the field. Let me just check this. BBL matches. It was this one here. You can see Sammy Harper ended up with a 52, but that's because he ended up with with 35 in the field. You can see also Jack Edwards played, it seems like he probably has a contract coming up because he played a decent knock there, 30 off 23. Would have liked a little bit more from him, but 30 off 23. And then getting out in the last over probably wasn't the best, as that sort of started a collapse. Joel hit one of Harris Ralph's balls for 6 and then got out the next ball, trying to carve it away through backward points. He just needs to be higher in the order. It's simple as that. The Sixers, they're a little bit too stacked on the spin options, if you looked at the actual squad. They've got Naveed and Murphy, so I reckon there was a slight oversight in not getting another batter here, because maybe Daniel Hughes could have sat out a little bit, etc. But they'll probably fix that up next year. As you can see with their older sort of batting order, they need to get some younger guys in, and I think Joel will also help that, as he's averaging 70 odd in first grade cricket, so I reckon he'll bat higher, as well as potentially Jack Edwards as well, but I think Jack Edwards is more suited to that number 6 role, so you might see Joel jump up the order. Sean Abbott, 1 off 2. Nothing much he could do, and Ben DeWalsh just got out first rock. Then we go to the bowlers. Joel Paris did nothing, 4 overs, none for 35. Imar Wazeem, 4 overs, none for 34. Not really a wicket taker, more of a dot ball bowler, but had to bowl with, I think, the short boundary, so he just never really Never really was able to keep it together. Marcus Stoinis probably should have gone third over, to be honest. 2 overs, 1 for 13. If Maxi starts giving him that third over, he could actually, if we see in this game next up that Marcus Stoinis gets a third over, he might be a target to grab in their next double, which is round 5, I believe, as he will be like 85k, and 85k for Stoinis just to come off the bench almost and replace like a Fraser McGurk or something like that could be absolutely huge, but we'll have to wait and see on that front. Then you have Osama Mir, 4 overs, 3 for 19. Got hit around a little bit in his last over for like 8 or 9 or something. But yeah, 4 overs, 3 for 19. Really happy with that. 99 he scored, I think, in this game. To add with his 14 or 13 I think it was 14 in the first game. For a 113. Yeah, he did really well, but I think he's leaving, so I am trading him out at the moment. Then you've got Harris Ralph, 4 overs, 3 for 38. He had 3 overs, none for 31. And then the last over, 3 for 7, 10 dot balls. He ended up getting, I think, a 7 and 85, maybe? 85. 79 for him, as he had 3 wickets, 1 the bonus for the wicket bonus, and then the 9 dot balls. So he ended up at 79. And then Bo Webster, 2 overs, none for 12. A little bit of help in this game that Bo Webster didn't do terribly much. No fielding efforts, as well as not much with the ball. Only, I think, 1 point with the ball, I want to say. Yeah, 1 point in total with the ball and 35 with the bat, but at least no strike rate bonus, which we'll get to. Next, we swap over here, and Tom Rogers, 20 off 19, really just sucked up deliveries and then got out in a controversial way. The rule probably says it's not out, but I think most cricket fans would like that to be out, as he's clearly got control of the ball there, and he's not actually dragged the ball on the ground. Like, he's still holding the ball. The ball hasn't moved in his hands. So it should be out, but the rule says not out. So it's quite an annoying one, and it will take the MCC like 36 months to fix it because they are so slow with it. But I think most fans would rather that be out. Like, I can understand the Stark one when it bobbles in his hands almost, and it like glides across the ground. It like scrapes across the ground. But that Moses Henriquez won it. He had full control of the ball. The ball slightly touched the ground, but he still had control of the ball and taken it completely off the ground without actually readjusting the ball. So I still think that should be out. And I still would be saying that's out, even if it was if it was against the Sixers. Sam Harper, 17 off 11, just never got going, and got Josh Philippe some points. Jack Edwards as well had a really good day, didn't he? He ended up with a where is he? He ended up with an 81, which was just really pretty decent from him. And just showed that he was, I guess, of value, as he did go up 24k. So he probably was the pick over the likes of Sanger, which sort of sucks now looking back on it. Let me grab up the game again. There we go. Grabbed it up. And then Sam Harper, 17 off 11. So he had a decent game, 52, but he's just been horrific outside of that. And pretty sure that's pretty much 2/3 of his total so far in this game alone. Bo Webster, 35 off 32, never really got going. Glenn Maxwell, 12 off 8, didn't really get going as well. Another catch for Josh Philippe. Stoinis, just plum, absolutely plum. I don't know why he reviewed that. Hilton Cartwright saved the game for them with a 47 off 30. We just needed that wicket that I was calling for it for about, you can see here that stand lasted 55 off about 7.5 overs. They just needed to break them up there, and they never really did. And then Ahmad Wasim got a couple of boundaries away, which pretty much broke the camel's back, I guess. And yeah, so he basically killed off the game with his 14 off 10. And then Milo came out for a 1 off 1, and Hilton Cartwright hit a couple of boundaries away, I'm pretty sure in the last over, to get the job done. And so, yeah. And then we go to the bowling. Sean Abbott, 4 overs, 2 for 32. He was decent, but nothing extravagant, I guess. You can see a 54 for him, not the worst. Someone that you could look at getting in the last game of the round 8, as he will obviously not have any doubles, but we don't have no double game as that round. So if you can get him in for that game, that should be good. Jackson Bird, 4 overs, 2 for 42. Just got hammered by everyone around there. Tom Rogers, Glenn Maxwell, even Hilton Cartwright, I think, got to him a little bit. Stephen O'Keefe, 4 overs, 1 for 23. Jack Edwards, 4 overs, 1 for 30. So those two were pretty good. They ended up getting some decent totals. I mean, Stephen O'Keefe did pretty much nothing and ended up with a 41. He ended up just getting Marcus Stoinis and just getting that economy rate bonus and got a 41. So it just shows how he can do really well, but there's just so much injury crisis with potential with him. Jack Edwards, 4 overs, 1 for 30, and then Ben DeWalsh is 3 overs, number 26. Ever since that round 1 double, he hasn't been performing the best. So anyway, there's that. And yeah, the Stars ended up beating the Sixers, and yeah, it just means that realistically the Stars probably won't finish bottom, as I reckon the Renegades will. And also the Sixers won't finish top because the Scorchers will probably win all their games and the Sixers will probably finish, I would say, it's going to be second or third for the Sixers, I reckon, them and the Heat. But anyway, that is the video and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.